All right, so if you join back, it gives us our new reward. So we get 25 cash. Welcome back, guys, to a new Roblox Studio tutorial. So today we're going to be doing a reward streak system suggested by someone in our Discord server. So basically what it is like a daily rewards system, similar to what I did before in my previous videos. But now we can do reward streaks. So you can have day 2, day 3, day 4, and the more days in a row you log in into your game, you get more and more greater rewards. So we can just start off with a GUI. So what I decided to do is actually make a pre-made GUI because I don't feel like spending so much time just doing some GUI, because that was kind of ruin the point of the video. So right here, as you can see, I made a thingy right here. So it has all the different days. So it's up to like 5 days, and there's like claim button, and you can claim whatever reward you want or that you have available. So we're gonna just deal with this, and we're just gonna focus on the actual system of the data store, because that's the most complicated part, really. And I kind of want to focus on this. So I'll leave this in the description, of course, and you can just grab this from the marketplace or whatever developer store. Not it's free, but I don't know why I said that. Whatever it's called on the dev, whatever they call it in Roblox. But yeah, so what we need the profile service made by Walrus. So I already have this. You can get it from the documentation, or you can just get it from the toolbox like this. So just make sure it's the actual one by Walrus, and this will help us use the data store and basically modularize it so it's easier for us to basically make a data store. So now let's make a script right here, and we'll use the sample script from the documentation. So it's right here. This will just give us all the boilerplate. So let's copy all of this, and just so it makes everything basically be more efficient, so we don't have to worry about like coding some boilerplate. So it has all of the stuff that we basically need. So cash, we can be using cash. We don't need items. Uh, so login times, we will also use this to detect whether or not the player is a first-time player. We'll also do last login. So this is the last time the player logs in. Last time the player logged in. And we'll have what else? So reward streak. We want to save this. Reward streak will equal 0 by default. Okay. What else do we need? So now the other thing we need in this profile template, we do need a table. We'll call this pending rewards, and then we'll have a table of all the pending rewards. So like in this GUI, we have 5 days, and each day is gonna have a reward. We'll save this data, like how much what reward each day has, in a separate module. But what we want is to have some information. So this is gonna be whatever is stored for the player, right? So the player is going to have cash. We're going to save the streak, the reward streak. So how many days have they logged in a row, the last time they logged in. And we're also going to have the rewards that are pending for the player. For example, if the player has played 2 days in a row, we'll make sure that we have day 2 and day 1 be available for the player. And if they claim it, we're going to note that the player claimed it. So we're going to have like 5 different, I guess, tables. So each would represent one day, and then each day would have some properties associated, right? So what I'm thinking is do for each one. So this will be day number 1. We'll set this to a table. It will have some properties. So we'll do claimed equals false, and then available equals false as well. So now we can know whether or not each day, each reward is claimed, and whether or not they're available in the first place. So we'll just copy this. Okay, so we'll do 5 of this. I think I did 6. So let's do 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this should be good. So by default, this should be not available. And then if the player is playing for the first time, then we'll make it available. And then once the player claimed it, we'll set this to true. And then this is basically the same thing for the rest of these days. So now this is what's going to be saved for the player's profile. Okay, so this sounds pretty good. So there's some other stuff we won't really, I mean, I guess we can We might put this in a separate module, but we'll ignore this right now. So now what we want is we want to give the player some currency, so we can do this real quick. So once the player joins, we'll just make it's a leader stats folder. So local leader stats equal instance.new folder. Leader stats dot name equals leader stats. Oh, this is a lowercase l. Leader stats dot parent equals player. Okay, so this is when the player first joins, and then once the profile is loaded in, so the data is loaded in, it will call this function. So do something to load a profile, and then we can do something here. So this will increase the login times. So we will then check the cache here, and then make a cache value in the leader stats. So here we'll do local cache value equals instance the new number value cache file the name equals cache file the value equals profile dot data dot cache file the parent equals player the leader stats. All right, so this should be good. All right, so this will load in the data. So if we just play this, so we won't, let's not give the cache. Let's remove all of this. Okay, so if we play this now, make sure you do enable API services and security. So enable API services and make sure your game is published. So let's make this invisible right now. Then as you can see, this should give us cash in our leader stats. Okay, so this is nice. So now we have something to give us for the rewards. So for the rewards, what we want to do is we want to check if it's the first time, first of all, for the player to play the game. So to do that, it's pretty easy. So we have the login times. So we'll do this. So if check, if equals 1, then, so what this means is that if player is a first time player. So if this is the first time the player's played, so in that case, we'll give the reward, right? For the reward for day 1. And before anything, okay, well, we're just gonna reward the player, right? Now, to do that, we can just set this reward streak to 1, right? So we'll do profile that data, the reward streak equals 1. All right. And then we will then deal with the reward later. So for the reward, once what we want to do is like make a remote event and then like prompt this GUI on the client. But then let's deal with all the cases first. So this is case number 1. So now what we'll have is we'll make a what's it called? Variable, so new reward. So this will be whether or not the player has received a reward, right? Or a new reward to be exact, right? So else if, so we'll also do a variable for the current time. So time now equals os that time. So how do we check if the player has played for the following day? So what we have to do first is make sure the player has played at least after 24 hours since they last logged in. That's 1. And 2, if the player hasn't played or has played before, how to explain it. So there's going to be like, let's say, so we have day 1 and then day 2. So you want somewhere between day 1 and day 2. If it's past the second day, then that means you have to reset the streak, if that makes any sense. Kind of hard to explain. So this case will be also if time now. The last login would be 0 by default, but once the player first joins, we'll also set this soon. So if last login profile that data the last login. So we don't have to worry about this because if the player is has been playing for if it's the first time the player is playing, it won't really go through this anyways. So what we'll do is last login, or actually should be time now minus last login. So this will be the difference in time. So this will be the difference in time in seconds. So we can make some variables here. So let's see. Maybe if I do something like this. So local minute will be 60 seconds. Then local hour equals minutes times 60. And then local day equals hour times 24. Okay. So now the day is 24 hours. So this will be 24 times 60 times 60. So that will be the total amount of seconds. So now we can just check. So if the time now minus the difference between the current time and the time that the player last logged in, if it's greater than the amount of seconds in a day, so day, then, so now we know it's at least been a day. So now we have to check if it's more than 2 days. In that case, we want to reset the streak, or if it's less than 2 days, that means they're still on a roll. They're still on a streak. So if the difference less than day times 2, right? Then, so this will be on a streak. Else, that means they've logged in way past a day, so that means we have to reset their streak. So we'll do reset streak. So in that case, we'll probably make a function to reset the streak. Either way though, they will still receive a reward, because even though we reset the streak, we'll still give it the first day reward. So will be new reward equals true. Okay. And then the last case is that if they've been playing within the same day. So we won't do anything in this case, but we'll do like a print statement. So still need to wait, just like as a information, I don't know. So we'll do for this, let's actually make a function for resetting the streak, because we can set this reward streak to 1 again, but that's not the only thing we need to do. So it could be the case that they have some rewards available, or they have claimed rewards actually. And we want to reset that. We want to reset the availability. So for example, if they claimed the first day reward and they haven't been playing for a long time, you want to reset that, right? So you want to make this available again, for example. So let's do local function reset streak. So, and then we'll pass in the profile data.reward streak. So let me make sure this is correct. So yep, equals 1. And then we'll do profile.data.pending rewards. Pending rewards. Okay, and then we'll make the first day. So this will be 1. And then dot claimed equals false. And then dot available equals true. Okay, and then now for the rest of these, we'll make this not available. So for I equals 2, and then max streak. We should make a variable for the maximum streak as well. So now that I think of it, local max streak equals 5. So in this case, it's 5. Max streak do. And then we'll basically copy this, but we'll change a few stuff. So for each one from 2 to 5, we'll make it not claimable and not available. So we'll set both of these to false. And so that's how we reset the streak. So now we can just call this function, reset streak, and pass in the profile. And that's pretty much it. Cool, cool, cool. So now we have this. Okay. So now how do we actually gift the reward to the player? So let's actually go into our replicated storage and let's make a folder called remotes. So we want to make a remote event, that's for one. And we'll make a remote event, we'll call this reward player, I guess. I don't know. Reward player, okay. And so once we check if the player has logged in a second day in a row or has still maintained their streak, we will increase this reward streak value for the player. Okay, so we'll do plus equals 1. And then once we have this, I think, okay. So what we want to do now, we've increased the reward streak, and so now we want to go through all of the streaks, so 1 to 5, how many the player has, and then we'll make what's it called? We'll make them available. For example, if the player has like number 3 in 3 days in a row, we'll go through 1, 2, 3 and make them all available. Or 4, we'll make 1 to 4 available, right? But obviously, if it's already claimed, then that's like you already claimed it, right? That's not gonna be claimable. You can't really reward the player that. So what we'll do, we'll check if there's a new reward. So in that case, if new reward, then. So another thing also, there might be a small bug, and that is if the reward streak is greater than 5. So in that case, we'll reset it again. So that's one thing that we want to make sure. So if it's like 6 days in a row, you can still keep track of it, but for what I'm gonna do, it's just gonna reset it. I think that would be better. So let's make sure. So we'll make sure by doing if profile.data.reward streak greater than 5, then we want to make sure that the player has claimed all of them, right? Because before we reset it, we don't want to reset it and the player hasn't claimed the rewards yet. So I don't think that would make sense. So what we can do, we can make another function, and this function will check whether or not the player has claimed all of the rewards. So we'll rename this, you claimed all rewards. And so for that, we'll basically check. So we'll do for I equals 1 to profile.added.reward streak. Okay, so from 1 to the streak the player has, we want to check if they have any unclaimed reward. So if this is false and this is true, so if it is available and it's not claimed, that means that there's a reward available for the player and they haven't claimed it. So in that case, we don't want to reset, right, the streak. We want to wait until the player has claimed it until we can reset it. So what we'll do is we'll do if profile the pending rewards profile.data I that claim was true. Okay. Then, or actually we should check if it's false. And so if the player hasn't claimed this reward, but it's also available, level equal true, then return false. So that means the user hasn't claimed all the rewards. I just realized if you want to check for all the rewards, technically it should be until max streaks. So max streak, or until I guess you can do what's it called, for IV, for V, or for, let's see, so for day reward info in pairs, and then we'll do profile.data pending rewards. All right, so this is a table. We'll loop through this. So for this will be the day and the reward info. So actually let's remove a lot of this. So okay, so this is going to be more quicker and more easier to read. Okay, so okay, and then otherwise return true. So that means that they have claimed all the rewards. Okay, so this actually is easier to understand now. Okay, so we'll do if user claimed all rewards profile, then we can reset the streak. So reset streak profile. Yeah. So this actually seems to be all right. Then we can just put a print statement, or like reset streak. Okay. All right. So now we'll do the other case. So if the reward streak is less than 5, that means we'll just reward the player, right? And before we do that, though, we want to manipulate this table. So we want to go through all of the, so the same thing I said. So go to how many days the streak is. So it's 4 days in a row, and then we'll just make them available for the player. So this is kind of like simple. So for, I guess you can do this reward info in pairs, or until, actually we should do, no, we should do for day equals 1, and then until the, so the profile data, the reward streak. Okay. Do. So this will go from 1 to the amount of the number of the streak, and then we'll change the availability to true for each day until that point. So we'll do profile, or we'll just copy this. The available equals true. Okay. Or not I don't know. It should be day because I named it day. So, all right. So this will go through all of them and make them available. So now once we make them available, then we can actually cross-reference. So we'll send a remote here, and then we'll use the same table to check which of the rewards they have available, and then we'll make them claimable on the GUI. Then once they claim it, then we can check on the server again and see, like, is this reward actually valid? Because we will check this table again on the profile template for the player's data, and we'll give the player the reward, and then we'll turn this, we'll make it or we'll change this to true, so now they can't claim anymore, right? So we'll check it on the server. Okay, so this is good. All right. So now once the player, so remember how we had this last login. So it's kind of misleading. So it won't be exactly when the player last log in. So it's kind of confusing for me a bit. So we want to update this last login once they received a new reward, not just any time they logged in. So this is kind of how I did it. So since we're checking if there's a new reward, we'll do profile data the login, okay, equals time now, okay, or OS that time, I guess. So it's more up to date, because there could be some time that passed since we're doing all of this. Doesn't really, like, it's not gonna be, I don't think it's a lot of time. Okay. Anyways, so this is if there's a new reward. So now there's a possibility that the player hasn't received a reward yet, or a new reward, but they have past rewards that they haven't claimed. In that case, we still want to make the GUI available for them. And so we'll just make sure, and since we made this function, user claimed all rewards, we can check that. So else if user claimed all rewards profile, then so if not, okay, so if not player claimed all rewards, then we want to prompt the GUI. So the prompted GUI, we need the remote event. All right, want the remote event. So now we have this reward player. So let's get this. Where should I put this? Okay, it doesn't matter. Local reward player equals game dot replicate store dot remote dot reward player. So now once we have that, we can go and fire this remote event. So in either case, for a new reward, or if the player has password rewards, then we can fire this. So reward player, fire client. So obviously the player, and profile dot data dot pending rewards. Okay. Just make sure this is right. So you want to pass in this table, and so we can check which of the rewards you want to make available, and this will be the same thing here. Okay. Now let's actually make the local script. So right here, let's do this. So this shouldn't be taking too long. So we'll just do the simple stuff first. So let's call this reward handler. Okay, so we'll get the remote event. So reward remote equals game that replaces org reward player. Okay. And we'll do, let's see, script.parent.close. Mouse button, one click, connect function. So this is just the simple stuff. So this is handling the close. So what we could do, let's do a variable for script.parent. So this will be the main GUI. So main tween position udem2.from scale. So this will be 0.5, 1.5. So this will be below the screen. enum.easing direction dot out, enum.easing style dot sign, and then 0.3. Okay. So now we want to handle the remote event once it's fired to the client. So we'll do reward remote on client event connect function. Okay. So what we'll get is the pending rewards. Okay, so this will be the table. So we'll loop through all of them. So for day reward info in pairs. All right. And so how should we detect which day is which? So I named each one of them reward and then the number. So we'll just do something like, so the local reward frame equals, so main should be rewards holder. So let's make a variable for this. So rewards holder equals main rewards holder. Rewards holder, and then find first child reward, and then dot the day. So toString day. This should be good. Okay, so toString day. So this will be reward 1 to whatever. So in case there isn't a reward frame, that means there's a bug. So we'll just make sure that it's here. Frame. If not reward frame, then warn no reward frame found for day. This, okay, and then we'll do continue. Okay, so if we found this reward frame, so you'll probably just manually like type the coins amount for this. Yeah, whatever. So if of course it's available, and it's not claimed yet, then we'll make this green and we'll put like claim, right? So we'll do if reward info that claimed equals true, right? As it equals true, and reward info that available equals true double equals true. Oh, sorry, no, this is if it's false, right? Because if it's claimed, that means we don't want it. It's not available, basically. So if it's claimed, we'll do like a gray thing. We'll do like a gray color, and we'll just put like claimed, right, as a text. So what we'll do reward frame in that claim button, the claim button. Oops, claim that text equals claim. or something like that, I think. Claim, or just without the exclamation mark. Then reward frame that claim that text color 3 equal color 3. That from RGB, and let's make whatever color you want. Guess, or you can just save this into a variable. So we can do something like this. So local green equal this, and then we're gonna make a gray color. So local gray equals then something like this, whatever. And then now you want to detect if it's clicked. So word frame that clicked, that mouse button when clicked. Oops, sorry. Claim that mouse button one click. Is it click or click? Click. Connect. Okay. So then we will have another remote event firing to the server. And so that will set up, give the player the rewards, and we'll update this table for them. So we'll copy, let's duplicate this, and we'll call this claim reward. And then we will copy this variable here. Claim reward. Claim reward, and then same here. Call this claim remote. Okay. And then we'll do claim remote fire server. So then we will, I guess we'll pass in the day, I guess. And so in that case, we'll update this text. Okay. And I think, we could make a connection and disconnect it, so I'm not sure if that's really needed. Yeah, because we don't want to fire it multiple times. That's definitely not something you want to do. So we'll do this gray. Oh yeah, and we can also update this, make this green. Claimed. Okay, and so we'll make a connection. Connection equals no. And we'll set this connection to, connection. Okay, and then so after this is done, so the connection, disconnect. Okay. So now this will only be collected once, and we won't fire it anymore, right? We only want it to do once. Okay, so if that's the case, then we will set this up and then make it so the player can claim it. Otherwise, if the reward is already claimed, so else if reward info.claimed equals true, it doesn't really, nothing else matters, because in that case we will just show the thing as claimed, right? Okay. And then I think also, so we might just want to make this like invisible by default. So we want to make sure this is also visible. So just in case. So we'll make this visible. Claim.visible equals true. We'll copy this. Oops, I think my cursor just, whatever. All right, so that's all we need. Else, in that case, the only other case would be if the player hasn't reached that point, so it would be like this. In that case, we'll do visible equals false, or we'll do, let's do destroy, just to make ultra sure that the player can't do anything. Or frame the claim, destroy. That looks good. So now we have updated the reward. The last thing to do is obviously to make this pop up. So we can copy something like this. And then we'll make this in the middle. So 0.5015. So it's in the middle of the screen. And we'll make this visible equals true. Okay. So that should be it. Another update, maybe I can just do something like this, wait 0.3, and then make this main dot visible equals false. Okay. So that's for the closing. So now we can actually try this out. try this out. So Fire client is on here. And so once this is fired, we will get this updated GUI, and then it makes it pop up. The last thing we do need is to actually handle the claim reward once the player clicks on it. So we have this, okay, done, this done. We'll just detect this, but I think for now we can probably just try it out. Make sure that everything works. What's up with this? Okay, so something here, number expected got nil. Let's see here. So this would be pending reward, my bad. Pending reward. Okay. So this would have the tables. Okay, so as you can see, it gave us the first reward, but once we claim it, it says claimed, but nothing actually gives, like nothing actually happens. It just has this GUI effect. And I think I wasn't supposed to do the text color. I meant to do the text color. Oh, text is background color. Color 3. Color 3, okay. Okay. That's my bad. Okay. But it does work. So by the way, just to test this, so I don't want to wait a whole day to test this, obviously. So that's the entire reason why I had like these other variables. So minute. So in this case, I would just like wait 1 minute. So we could wait a minute. Okay, so it doesn't actually update. So once we press claim, we don't do anything. So we'll just keep on thinking that we're just day 1, right? So let's see here. What we can do is also, let's print the print profile dot data. So if we check here, okay, so I think it's we're in the second day in a row, but we just manipulated the script, so it basically gives us every minute. So it says reward streak 2, then pending rewards. So the first one, available true, claimed false, because we didn't update this this data on the server. So now once we have this claim reward remote, we can check it on the server, and then we can update this table accordingly for the player. Yeah. So now what all we need to do is let's do. Obviously you can probably have like all of this in a separate module, but I just want to keep it simple, so we can do it really quickly. So we'll do claim reward on server event, sorry, connect function. So this will pass in, so the player and then the day. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll check the profile. So the profiles should be stored in here. So local profile equal profiles, then player. All right, so this should be the profile corresponding to the player. Okay, so local reward info, and then we'll do profile.data.reward info. Not reward info, what am I doing? Sorry, pending rewards, and then to the date. So if reward info that claim equals false, and reward info dot available if it's true. Okay, then so it's available and the player hasn't claimed it yet. So we'll do, I guess the AI is really doing it for me. Claimed equals true now. Okay. And we can also probably change the availability, but it doesn't really matter. It really just depends on whether or not the player claimed or not. Okay. And now we can actually give cash to the player, reward, right? So let's do like print rewarded. And for the last thing, well, we can just make a module. So let's go to replicate storage. Let's call this rewards. And actually, you know what? Let's store this in a folder. Okay. The rewards. Let's name this reward, and then we'll. So the rewards will be like whatever we had here. So 10, 25, 50, 100, 250. 10, 25, 50, 100, 250. And then we'll make it like a function in here. So, oops. Rewards give cash. So, player function rewards give cash. And we'll local cash equal to player. Got later stats. Cash, not cash, and then return. That's if an error happens or something. So cash dot value plus equals so that will be rewards and then the day, right? So we'll pass in this as well. Okay. So we'll actually also require this local rewards module equals required game.reference source dot modules dot rewards, and then we'll do rewards module dot give cash player and then the day. So that should be it. I think we're finally done. Okay, so now we could test this out. I don't know what else to do. What we could also do optionally is use this before or actually I just realized we should probably save this into a separate. So I should do something like cash rewards and equals okay, equal rewards, cash rewards, stay like that. Okay. So now we can actually isolate this here. Okay, so let's see. So I think we should be on our third day now. So this is day 3. So if we claim this, this gives us 10 cash, 25, and 50. So this is all our saved up. So now we've actually updated our table. So if we rejoin, we stop and rejoin, this should be appearing as claimed, right? Oh, okay. That doesn't happen. So it doesn't say it's claimed. That's odd. So it does say it's claimed in here, but I don't know why it doesn't say it's claimed. This shouldn't appear at all, actually. So what we could do, we'll do something like this. I mean, the visible looks true. Okay. I think this actually wasn't supposed to be like that. It's just that it was like that in the beginning. So we'll do it like that. Or we can just remove it, make it invisible by default. Or what I did before is like that. Okay. So it's not gonna appear for anybody, even if you haven't received a reward. Okay. So if we play this again, might actually. Okay, so we got our 4th reward. So if we actually join back, it shouldn't appear for us now. Okay, so it hasn't appeared because we basically just joined like under a minute. So, yeah. So last thing we could do is make it so we can grab these rewards and just automatically input it on here. So let's do something really quick here. So let's do local, rewards module equal game directly stored with child modules, wait for child rewards, and then in here we'll do for I reward modules, for I cash reward, and pairs rewards module cash rewards. Oh, and by the way, this is supposed to be require. I don't know. I keep on forgetting. Okay, so now we can actually see. So cash rewards. There we go. Do. So I would be this. So we can just do copy this. So to get the reward frame, the corresponding reward frame. And I guess if you want to see this again, but all that really matters. So if we go here, so this will be the reward, I guess. Let's see this again. Oops. Okay, so this will be the text. So reward. So reward frame dot reward text equals cash reward. So this will be the number, and let's convert to a string in case. Okay. Plus some whatever, plus thing points, plus we'll name this the I today. Okay, so for day. So this, so if I, in case I like, you don't have to like manually do it now. So if you name so like do this, whatever, this should automatically update. All right, that's good enough. Okay. So let's move this back down here. This should update it automatically when you run the game. So if we go here, there you go. It updates for us and it gave us a new reward. So now we claim this. We claimed all of them. Now, once we join back again after a minute, it should reset for us since we claimed all the rewards. Okay, and then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, the very last thing you want to do before or after you finished or before, publishing your game to production is obviously change this to day. So players actually have to wait a day. But we just changed it to a minute because we want to test it, right? And that's the only thing, right? All right, we join back, and now it resets our streak, and we can claim a cache. No, actually, a cache doesn't save. That's because we didn't actually implement a saving mechanism for it. But if we do want to do it, it's going to be pretty easy. So all we had to do is do something like this. So cache value dot change connect function v, and then we'll do profile dot data dot cache equals v. All right, so if you join back, it gives us our new reward. So we get 25 cash. Close this. So let's rejoin and we'll see our cache save. There you go. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It took me a while because it had a lot of, just confusing aspects of this system. So it's kind of just like a brain concussion, whatever. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want more, be sure to join our Discord server. If you want suggestions, leave a comment and like the video, and most importantly, subscribe. And yeah, haven't made a video in a while. Kind of been running out of ideas, but yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one.